stand here on behalf of All India Trinamool Congress and my leader, Srimati Mamata Banerjee, to take part in the motion of thanks of the speech addressed to both the houses by Mahamahim Rashtrapati Ji, Srimati Draupadi Murmu. I also express my greetings. Today is Basant Panchami to all members here and to all the citizens. And I wish there was a holiday for us. Itminan se puja karte. Lekin wo nahi hua. I am a very religious person, a devout Hindu, but I believe and respect all religions. And that is why, like me, there were millions of Indians who were preparing for the Mahakumbh Mela that was supposed to take place after 144 years. Some of the poor people were saving money to go and take the Mahasnan on the Mauni Amavasya. Sad to say, Mahamahim Rashtrapati Ji in her message spent only 61 words to express her sorrow and has not condemned the death, has not given condolence message to the families of the dead. We are very sorry for it because she's totally neglected the dead people, and there is definitely a discrepancy between the number of dead bodies in the morgues as said by the doctors and the number of dead bodies or people missing. That we see, the same thing had happened in the state in the COVID times. So this state, how much ever advertisement they did, but while preparedness is concerned, where disaster management is concerned, they have failed, they are giving zero, because they should not be given this kind of responsibility where they play with the lives of the common man like this. Now, after we go on to her speech, where she mentions about the middle class, you know, as per as the National Council of Applied Economic Research says, 30% of the total population of India belong to the middle class. And we had the budget on the next day, in which a lot of promises were made. Who is the middle class? People who earn between 2 and 10 lakhs of rupees per year, supposed to be the middle class. But what about the inflation? What about the food inflation? And what about the support to the farmers? What about waiving of the loans for the farmers? Nothing is mentioned in the speech of Mahamahim Rashtrapati Ji. I'm sorry to say, the multinationals and the billionaires' loans have been waived off by the banks, but not that of the farmers. This is absolutely unwarranted in a country where we depend on the farmers for our food. The people, we live in the cities, we don't grow our food, the farmers do, they toil in and out, and they were sitting at the Singhu water. In the border, they were tortured, but they were not given the waivers. I would also like to draw the attention of the Honorable Rashtrapati Ji's speech, where she talks about the teaching. She says that the colleges are being increased, the number of universities are being increased, but isn't it an irony that there are no teachers? The number of teachers are not being increased, and the amount is absolutely ridiculous. What is being taught in certain states, I don't want to name those states, because there also, as in the Mahakumbh, there is failure. In the same state, teaching is such a failure. The teachers don't know how to add 9 plus 13, where to talk about the students. Mahamahim Rashtrapati Ji, she talks about the medicines, where she says that some drugs have been made customs duty free. That is definitely welcome. But there are many, many other drugs which need this kind of custom duty, and also there are certain equipments, because only medicines don't help patients. The equipments that are being used for the patients in the different hospitals of the country, some are charged 300% customs duty, but nothing is happening. I would just like to draw the attention of Mahamahim Rashtrapati Ji. Manasa jivana nuhai kevala barsa masa dina danda karme jenara karme ekatara jivanara mana danda. It should be realized that the work we do, the work for people that we do, this is more important than the statistics we give. The Awas Jojana here, housing for all, it is said, a huge number is being promised for 3 crore families, budget of 5,30,000 crores. But I would like to draw attention of this August House and also Mahamahim Rashtrapati Ji. More than 11 lakh families in West Bengal are suffering, spending their nights under the open sky since 2022, when these families received sanction after we applied, and multiple number, more than 60 teams went from the central government, and they checked all data, and action taken report was also sent from the state of West Bengal for this money to go, the central government's part of the money for these more than 11 lakh families. It appears there is some kind of a economic blockade or some kind of an economic betrayal for West Bengal from the central government. This has not been mentioned here. This is for the Awas Yojana. We are requesting again these people, the common man, the poor person who is spending with his family under the open sky. He has done no mistake. He is not a political person. Why take the spite on him? Because people of Bengal have never voted for the Bharatiya Janata Party, and they have always defeated. So this is not the right thing to do. The multi-fold increase in the number of seats of education in medical colleges. She has said that it is increased. Well, it is definitely increased, but sometimes the college fees are exorbitant. She is saying there is a new middle class which is coming up. There is no middle class at all. Because of the inflation, the middle class is shrinking. The middle class cannot afford to pay the bills. The middle class cannot afford to buy the fuel. The middle class cannot afford to buy food. There is food inflation in the country, and the government has done nothing to take care of the middle class. And Mamata Banerjee, my leader, she has been taking care of the people by giving them free food, free education, free clothes. The whole country should follow her example. Like they should follow her example, when the bill was passed, you beat a lot of drums when you say that the Nari Shakti Vandan Adhiniyam was passed. Yes, it was passed in this August House, but when the election came, then we didn't see so many ladies coming from the Bharatiya Janata Party, neither during nomination nor being present in the House. The only political party in the country who's fielded and have more than 33% is All India Trinamool Congress, due to Mamata Banerjee. She respects women. She's brought them here, not only here, in the local bodies, in each step of administration. She's giving respect to the women, and she is bringing them to the main fold. Mamata Banerjee in the state, though, you might say, somebody might stand up from there and say that you can't take her name. She's not a member of the House. She's the Chief Minister of West Bengal. She's taking care of the poor. She's taking care of the Dalits. She's taking care of the women. She's taking care of the children. But look at the state of affairs here, where the Adivasis are neglected, all the other poor people are neglected. The Awas Yojana House has not reached the sanction given in 2022. But till now, 2025, the poor people have not received. They also say in the speech, she lauds the daughters of the country who bring us medals. That is appreciable. But let me tell you, these golden girls, हमारा सर ताज है, ये हमारा नाज है इस पर. लेकिन the honorable MP sitting here molested them. He was not punished. It is so shameful that his son has come back here. So does it show that the women are respected, that the golden girls are respected, that the sportswomen are respected by this government? So the speech is absolutely wrongly written. I would request, when the speech is written, then they should consider what they are writing from Mahamahim Rashtrapati Ji, because it is coming out from the highest office. People are listening to her. They shouldn't feed her with wrong information, which goes against the ethos of our constitution. Just now LOP was speaking about the Constitution of India. At every step, the Constitution is not respected. We must keep in mind that our Constitution forms the backbone, and our country became independent in 1947 and not last year in 2024. Any person can have their own religious belief. We all, like I said, are devout. I am a devout Hindu, but I respect all religions, and we celebrate all festivities. Like my leader Mamata Banerjee says, Dharmo jar jar, Utshab shobar. Everybody can take part. So when they did this, they should not have spoken like that. That is disrespecting the Constitution. You should not be doing it. In our country, Global Hunger Index puts it as 105 out of 127 countries at 27.3. That is the index, 27.3. And about the child wasting, it is highest in the world, in the country. The children of different states are not getting enough to eat. During 2014 election, lots of jobs, they were promised, but where are the jobs now? 46% unemployment is there in the country. Out of the total population, 28% of the population is between the ages of 15 and 29 looking for jobs. And you would be astonished, sir, that more the education, more the joblessness. A graduate is more akin to get jobless than an unskilled labor. A person who's passing graduation, post-graduation, PhD level are applying for where the advertisement is coming for menial labor, unskilled labor. They are applying there because there is no, like the LOP was saying, that there is no projection for production, for having more production. Unless we have, there is this company, there is this public sector company of telephone where 48,000 people lost their jobs. Was it done just to let one private company's telephone communication thrive? Most people, those 48,000 people who lost their jobs, they were working in private sector, but the government did not take care of them. The foreign direct investment has entered into insurance where people keep their money, their hard-earned money, to get it at the end of the day, or when he's not there, his family gets it. If you have FDI coming into that, if you have FDI coming into seeds, when the seeds bill was passed, the farmers protested. Nobody listened to them. Is this a democracy where nobody listens to the common people and you just go on passing bills which are like we protested when the common NET was done, the National Eligibility Entrance Test? We requested let it happen in regional languages throughout the country because students are used to study in their mother tongue. And when they're applying for it in class 11 and 12 standard, let them sit and write that in their own language. But the government didn't listen. They had a common test for which many poor students cannot apply for the NET. So this also should be undone and they should be allowed to sit in their own mother tongue, the exam. There is also this ONDC initiative which is giving rise to digital commerce. Well, it is appreciable. But do you know how many lakhs of crores of rupees has been lost by people? Either the message comes on the WhatsApp, or the message comes in email, or there is a phone call saying your electric bill is due. You either pay just now by pressing 0, and as soon as you press 0, all your bank account is tally. The lakhs of crores has been lost by people through the cyber crime. And who are these people operating this nexus, this cyber crime? It is sometimes from outside the country also. And I am to understand from very reliable sources, I don't want to quote because we are not supposed to discuss committee things outside. We have about 500 students of IIT, different IITs, engineers, trying to find out who is operating this from where, from which part of the country, which part of the world. We know some places, I don't want to again also say this here, but they are operating like this and they are siphoning off money from people's bank accounts. This cyber crime is taking such, some people, a video call comes, somebody puts on the phone to talk, that picture is taken and superimposed and then he's blackmailed. So these things are happening. The cyber crime is destroying the peace of the country, the sanctity of the ladies of the country. What is the government doing for that? So they were not prepared before they started the online transaction. Without learning how to swim, they jumped into the pool. And that is why people are getting this kind of messages. So we would request that the government should take up cybercrime very seriously and look at it so that the people do not lose their hard-earned money. So we would like also to request that about the eastern side, there are 8 states. Not one word was used to talk about Manipur. For one whole year, Manipur is burning. More than that, houses have burned. In Manipur, ladies have been raped. The gang raped children. Children have been born in the camps, and none of our honorable ministers, not our honorable Prime Minister, had the time. He has time to visit the election states, but no time to go to Manipur, where our party, our honorable Chief Minister, Srimati Mamata Banerjee, sent a team of us. We went and saw how babies are born. How babies are born in the makeshift relief camps. There is no baby food. More than 6,000 houses have been burned. There's an ethnic war going on. And there was not a single word about how many square kilometers of India is occupied by foreigners. I don't want to name, but foreign power is occupying parts of Arunachal, parts of Aksai Chin, parts of Leh Ladakh. So why we should neglect that my motherland be occupied by foreigners and bow down to them? Don't we have the courage to stand up and protect my motherland?